Meditation can completely change your understanding of reality. After spending 14 days meditating for over 10 hours a day at a monastery in Thailand, I discovered something that completely blew my mind. Your consciousness creates your reality. It sounds simple, but when you experience it firsthand, it shifts your entire perspective on life. At the monastery, there were no distractions. The entire focus was on deep meditation from 4 a.m. until night. No phones, no talking, just you, your mind, and silence. The first few days were unbearable. I was physically exhausted, mentally challenged, and questioning why I even signed up. I kept thinking, what am I doing here? This is so hard. I want to go home. But then something clicked. As I sat there in the intense silence, I started to realize something. My consciousness wasn't just observing my reality. It was shaping it. The pain in my body, the frustration, even the desire to leave, all of these were the result of my own thoughts and consciousness. When I would focus on how bad I felt, I would immediately experience more pain and discomfort. My thoughts were directly affecting my physical experience. It became clear. Consciousness creates reality. This was the real breakthrough. Everything around us, our homes, relationships, finances, even the world, is just energy. The people, the objects, the emotions, it's all energy vibrating at different frequencies. The most profound realization for me was that you can direct this energy with your mind. That's where consciousness comes in. When you focus your thoughts on scarcity, on what you lack, on how things are never enough, that energy flows into your life. You'll start noticing more of what you don't have. But if you shift your focus, if you consciously choose to align with abundance and possibility, you'll attract more of that into your life. The power to shape your reality lies within your consciousness. And when you understand this, everything changes. During the days of intense meditation, I began noticing something even more profound. When you stop attaching to your thoughts, when you allow them to pass by without identifying with them, you enter a state of pure peace. You stop clinging to negativity, to fear, to frustration. This is when real transformation happens. And it was in those moments, after hours of stillness and surrender, that I experienced something I'll never forget, an out-of-body experience. I felt as though I was no longer bound to my body, and I connected with a higher level of consciousness, a state of profound bliss and peace. After this experience, when I returned to my body, everything had changed. The pain in my knee, my neck, everything was gone. I wasn't in a hurry anymore. I wasn't attached to the outcome. That's when I understood the real power of meditation. Not just to sit still, but to use this practice to create the reality you desire. Here's the key takeaway. If a thought doesn't align with love, positivity, or abundance, don't attach to it. This is easier said than done, but it's essential. We all have free will to choose our thoughts. Just like if someone next to you is speaking negatively, you could choose to ignore them. You can choose not to listen to your own negative thoughts. Most of us think we are our thoughts, but the truth is 95% of our thoughts come from the subconscious, and a large portion of them are negative and redundant. This is where reprogramming comes in. Most of our thoughts are on autopilot, driven by subconscious programming, and much of it is rooted in negativity. But the good news is that you can change that programming. With the latest advances in neuroscience, it's possible to retrain your brain and rewire your subconscious mind. I've created a tool specifically designed to help you do just that. Using neuroplasticity to shift your mindset and unlock a higher potential for abundance and success. You don't have to meditate for hours a day or spend weeks in silence to start experiencing these changes. By understanding how consciousness shapes reality and applying these principles, you can begin to transform your life today. And if you're ready to take the next step, I've made my reprogramming tool available for free to help you start shifting your mindset and creating the reality you truly desire. The power is in your hands. Your consciousness creates your reality. The question is, what will you create? Our brains are powerful, but so often we let old, negative thought patterns hold us hostage. These thoughts aren't just thoughts. They can become part of our identity, shaping how we view ourselves and the world around us. The reality is, you don't have to hold on to them. You have the ability to break free. What truly causes trouble isn't the thoughts themselves, but how attached we become to them. The key is recognizing that there are two versions of you: the true, expansive version and the false, limited version. The false self is the one shaped by society, past experiences, and the conditioning we've inherited. It's that voice inside telling you that you're not smart enough to succeed, or that you can't ask someone out because they'll say no. You attach to these beliefs, and they manifest into a physical and emotional experience, lowering your vibration and locking you into a cycle of negativity. And this is how you end up attracting situations and people that mirror that low vibration. Some people call this the law of attraction, but in reality, it's simply a reflection of how our consciousness shapes our reality. I've been there. I spent time in a monastery meditating, hoping to get clarity. But what I learned the hard way was that I wasn't suffering because of my circumstances. I was suffering because I was attached to my thoughts, the negative ones. I was stuck in a low vibrational pattern, which only perpetuated my suffering. The beauty, however, is that once you become aware of your thoughts, you can choose to detach from them. You have the power to shift your reality. Here's the thing, you're always in a vibrational field, and that field can be positive or negative. You can either exist in a field of abundance, success, and possibility, or one of lack, scarcity, and limitation. The key is to shift your awareness and notice the thoughts that arise. Are they your true self, or are they the false self, programmed by society, past pain, or fear? Remember, you're not your thoughts. You are a soul in a physical body, an individual expression of the divine energy that created everything. Just take a moment to appreciate the perfect order of a universe, how stars form, how planets orbit, and how your heart beats without you even thinking about it. That divine perfection flows through you as well. Your spiritual DNA is perfection, always evolving and expanding. You are meant for success, for abundance, for love, and for freedom. However, over time we get conditioned. We start believing the negative thoughts that arise from society's programming. Thoughts that tell us we're not good enough, that we can't have what we truly desire. But these thoughts are just noise. They don't define who you are. Your essence is divine, limitless, and abundant. Your destiny is to experience growth, prosperity, and fulfillment. The problem is when we start identifying with these negative thoughts. I'm too old, I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy. We create blockages that prevent us from living our true potential. These old patterns can keep us trapped in an identity that's not ours, blocking us from the abundant life we were born to live. What I want you to realize is this: wherever your attention goes, energy flows. When you focus on those limiting thoughts, you amplify their energy and make them your reality. But when you bring awareness to those thoughts and detach from them, you free yourself from their grip. The world around you begins to shift because you're no longer trapped in a low-frequency vibration. You start attracting higher frequencies, abundance, love, opportunity, because that's the energy you're putting out into the universe. Meditation helped me understand this truth. When I wanted to drop out of college to pursue writing, I didn't believe I was good enough. I had all these negative beliefs about myself. I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't a good writer, I didn't have a degree, and I wasn't as talented as others. But I realized that those thoughts were just stories I had attached to. They weren't the truth of who I am. I began to recognize the false self, and over time, I detached from it. So, I encourage you to do the same. Start noticing when those old, limiting beliefs arise. Ask yourself, is this the truth of who I am, or is it a belief I've picked up from outside sources? Break free from that old programming. Know that your true self is divine, powerful, and limitless. You are destined for greatness. Your spiritual DNA is perfection, and when you live from that place, the universe will reflect that back to you. If you're ready to start the process of detaching from those limiting thoughts and embracing your true potential, the first step is awareness. Notice when those thoughts arise and choose not to attach to them. Shift your focus to your higher self, the infinite, loving, abundant energy within you, and watch as your reality begins to transform. Take a moment to say it out loud. I am perfect just the way I am. Embrace that truth, because it's who you are at your core. And remember, as you continue on this journey, life is meant to get better and better. You are destined for success, happiness, and freedom. Your only job now is to believe it and allow it to unfold. At one point in my life, I convinced myself that I couldn't be successful because of all the obstacles I had. I thought I was too young and compared myself to people I admired, like Wayne Dyer and Jack Canfield, successful individuals who were older, well-dressed, and seemed to have it all figured out. I looked at them and thought, I don't look professional enough, and convinced myself that success was for them, but not for me. I was stuck in a loop of limiting beliefs. But then something powerful happened. I began to meditate, and in that quiet space, I realized something incredible. I wasn't those thoughts. I wasn't the doubts or the fears that had plagued my mind for so long. And once I stopped attaching to those thoughts, everything began to shift in my life. I started to feel free from the limits I had placed on myself, free to envision a life I had once thought impossible. I began to see myself as a world-renowned thought leader, inspiring millions and creating wealth. And guess what? That vision started to manifest in reality. You see, if we are truly spiritual beings at our core, then the possibilities are endless. Our true nature is perfect, expansive, and infinite, just like the universe. That's how I went from self-publishing my first book, which no one thought would succeed, to partnering with Penguin Random House, one of the world's top publishers. That's how I went from being a person who thought I wasn't smart enough to give a TEDx talk, to having my videos go viral and building a multi-million-dollar business. All of it came from shifting my perspective, letting go of my old fears, and attaching to my true spiritual nature. Here's what you need to understand. Consciousness shapes your reality. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And if you focus your attention on your limitless potential, that energy will begin to flow back to you, bringing the success and abundance you deserve. I attracted my soulmate, built the life I always dreamed of, and created a thriving business, all because I started seeing myself differently. The material successes are wonderful, but the greatest discovery was realizing my true identity as a spiritual being. That, I believe, is the ultimate peace. If I can go from feeling inadequate and lost to achieving so much, imagine what you can accomplish. You are just as capable, just as divine. Your soul is meant to expand, to grow, to succeed, and to experience love and joy. When you plant a seed, it's meant to grow into something fruitful. Similarly, when you have a desire, it's meant to bear fruit. My desire was to inspire millions, and that's exactly what it's become. It wasn't easy. There were moments when I doubted myself, but meditation helped me separate myself from the negative, fear-based thought patterns that had been instilled in me. I realized those thoughts weren't mine. They were simply beliefs I had adopted from outside influences. Once I let go of those beliefs and aligned with my true spiritual nature, my reality shifted. So, here's what I want you to consider. Your consciousness creates your reality. You are not your negative thoughts. You are not your fears, your doubts, or your past. You are a divine being with unlimited potential, and you are meant for greatness. The next step in your journey is to stop identifying with those limiting thoughts. Meditation is an excellent tool for this because it helps you disconnect from the fear-based beliefs that hold you back. Remember, your soul is perfect, your life is meant to be abundant, and your true nature is divine. When you stop identifying with the limitations and the negative thoughts, you start living a life that aligns with your highest potential. Take a moment to reflect on this. I am a divine being. Comment below, I'm a divine being. You have the power to shape your reality. Don't let your fears define you. Don't let your past define you. You are capable of greatness. The universe is friendly, and when you start living in alignment with your true self, incredible things will unfold. I believe this for you. I know you can feel it too. Great things are on their way. Do you feel it? Let's create this reality together.